they called it, they rephrased it as cultural competence, which actually is a very interesting, problematic concept. But I don't want to go on too long. It's both a valuable concept and also a remedy for a problem that's worse than the poison, in a sense. Because as we know in anthropology, the concept of culture is an eminently dangerous concept. It's a valuable, powerful concept, but it's also a dangerously essentializing concept that immediately can stand in for whatever bias you want, and to be able to stop any set of conversation about understanding anything, because you can just say it's culture. It's a culture of poverty, it's a culture of violence, it's a culture of drug addiction or whatever. There's no way to understand it anymore because it's a culture of. And so what they did in medical schools, this licensing association, was require a cultural competency training for all medical students, which was then to make them experts in culture. And literally what it was things, and so one of my colleagues, unfortunately, made a little book that could fit in a white pocket that had every single possible ethnic group that they would confront, that they would engage with as students, with 20 points. This is what they had demanded from her. 20 points on what their culture was about and how a doctor should respect that culture. And of course, what happened was that then proceeded to offend people in those cultures as they were stereotyped in 20 easy points. It was a very interesting contradiction to watch. So what I wanted to then just end with, this by the way, so instead, what we tried to teach was cultural humility. That you won't be able to understand culture, and that the whole point is that you are ignorant of other cultures, and the way to engage with them is to learn about it, to engage with it from a position of humility. And that's related, of course, to anthropology's tenet. It's not a theory, but it's sort of heuristic tenet of cultural relativism, that no culture is good or bad, it just has a logic. Competence is humility, and so forth. So I turned off my time. I won't have time to go into these other practical things. But let me just then end with this idea of